Ben and Delight had been married for 4 years, and to everyone who knew them, they were the kind of couple you hope to become: gentle, humble, and always willing to lend a helping hand. People didn't admire them because they were flawless, but because their love for God was sincere and deeply rooted in everything they did. Their paths first crossed during university in a packed fellowship hall on a rainy Thursday evening. Ben was the fellowship president, disciplined and dependable. Delight, the welfare secretary, was soft-spoken but full of compassion. She cared for sick members, stayed behind to pack up chairs, and made everyone feel like family. Their love story blossomed through acts of service, heartfelt prayers, shared struggles, and the joy found in quiet moments, often while planning evangelism programs together. After their wedding, they continued serving, praying, and helping. Ben often woke Delight up for midnight prayers. She would smile, tie a scarf, and join him without complaint, because no night should go without lifting a voice in worship. As 4 years of marriage passed, they began thinking about expanding their family. They decided to find a bigger home, and Ben worked harder, meeting clients, pushing deals, raising money. Their agents warned them of a deadline. If Ben didn't pay soon, the property would go to someone else. Ben took this personally. He wanted to give Delight the best. Their fifth anniversary, which was also Delight's birthday, arrived. She woke up expecting her usual forehead kiss, a whispered prayer, maybe breakfast in bed. But the bed was empty. Ben had rushed out without note or call. Delight sat on the edge of the bed, confused, thinking he might be planning a surprise. Yet all day, nothing. No call, no message, not even a simple happy birthday. She waited, cooked his favorite meal, jollof rice, pounded yam, fried plantain, and set the table hoping he'd come home. But by 10:30 p.m., Ben still hadn't returned. When he finally came in close to midnight, he looked exhausted, shirt stained with sweat, shoulders tired. He went straight to bed, ignoring the surprise cake, the plates, her handwritten card. Delight watched him in the dark, her heart aflame with hurt. How could he sleep so peacefully? No apology, no acknowledgement of her effort or her feelings. That night she rolled away, silent, and prayed. In the spiritual realm, darkness convened. Shadowy figures with red eyes gathered in a circle of smoke, smiling at the success of their scheme. One whispered, "They didn't pray tonight." Another laughed, "We've waited for this crack for years." They're too strong together. A spirit opened a dark scroll and read, "If I regard iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not hear me." Psalm 66:18. They decided to cast spells, weakening their prayer life, making them too busy to notice danger, blinding them to each other's needs, turning their hearts against one another. They planned to send a maid to further their work, knowing their pursuit of material things would distract the couple and make them vulnerable. The next morning, Delight woke early, quietly brushed her teeth, and went to the kitchen. She didn't mention what had happened the night before, expecting Ben to read her heart. Ben soon entered, looking tired. "Hey, babe, are you good?" he asked. "Yeah, I'm fine," Delight replied. He said he'd be back by 5 p.m., and the day moved on. 2 days later, Delight heard Ben leave a voice note for someone, wishing Felix a happy birthday and anniversary, but not mentioning her or their own special day. Her heart froze. He remembered another couple's milestones, but not theirs. She didn't say anything, just moved into another room, quietly closing the door. Delight became very busy. Her real estate firm flourished, clients came, properties sold quickly. She woke early, checked emails, rushed out, and sometimes too tired to cook, often skipping meals, neglecting the house. Ben noticed the change. Dishes stayed longer in the sink, clothes piled up, everything was less neat. One evening as she folded laundry, she suggested they get a maid. Ben agreed, mentioning he was overwhelmed with work. They found Nana through an agency, recommended, quiet, well-behaved, and thoroughly tested. Nana quickly adapted, cleaning, cooking, and often whispering dark words into the food, casting spells to weaken the couple and turn them against each other unknowingly. One day while preparing lunch, Nana watched a TV show about a woman's betrayal. She commented, "Huh, this is just like my cousin's story," revealing her own secret mission: to destroy the marriage. Later, Delight noticed Ben acting secretively, ending calls abruptly, smiling at his phone. She wondered if he was cheating, remembering Nana's words. Ben also saw photos of Delight at an event, looking beautiful and happy, and felt a pang of suspicion. Their relationship was shifting as they became strangers, living under the same roof. Both began experiencing troubling dreams. Ben dreamt Delight was trying to strangle him. Delight dreamt Ben was chasing her with a knife. They kept their distance, their gazes cold and different. One day, Delight decided to cook a special meal to surprise Ben. When he arrived, tired, he refused to eat it, craving something else. Their argument grew heated. She accused him of neglect. He accused her of ungratefulness. They slept apart, silent and distant. The tension mounted. One night, Delight awoke with stomach pain. She was bleeding, and in panic, Ben rushed her to the hospital. The doctor revealed she had lost the pregnancy she hadn't told him about. Ben was stunned. She was pregnant, and she hadn't shared it. They argued bitterly about her hiding the pregnancy, her feelings, his obsession with work, her bitterness over forgotten milestones. The conflict escalated. Accusations flew. Delight was hurt and angry, feeling unappreciated and misunderstood. Ben defended his efforts, claiming he was working for the family's future. Their voices rose, tears flowed, and their hearts grew colder. Days later, they were distant. Delight moved to a guest room. Ben stayed in the main bedroom. They attended church separately. Their connection frayed. Their pastor noticed the strain. He called them for counsel, urging them to see their situation as a crack that could be sealed, not a mountain impossible to move. Reluctantly, they agreed to pray together, seeking God's mercy and guidance. That night, Delight, overwhelmed with regret and spiritual awakening, quietly prayed, asking God to forgive her bitterness and pride. She realized her neglect and anger had given the enemy room to operate. As she prayed, Ben sensed her sincerity, and he joined her, praying together. Their voices shook the house, breaking the spiritual stronghold. In another room, Nana was in torment, burned and darkened. She reached under her pillow for a small bowl of ashes, chanting dark words to silence their prayers. But Delight and Ben's prayers persisted, casting out every evil spirit. Suddenly, Nana screamed in pain. The fire in her burned fiercely as she confessed she caused the miscarriage and had been sent to destroy their marriage. Her own anger, bitterness, and pride had opened the door for her to work evil. Overwhelmed by the revelation, Delight cried out, "You did this? All because of petty anger? Because I forgot your birthday or our anniversary?" Nana, with tears in her eyes, confessed her part in the destruction. In that moment, the spiritual battle reached its peak. A powerful wind surged through the house, and Nana vanished in a sudden burst of light. Silence fell. Shaken, Delight and Ben dropped to their knees, clinging to each other as they poured out prayers for mercy, healing, and restoration. From that day on, they made a solemn vow to build a spiritual altar in their home, committing to pray together consistently and never allowing pride, ego, or worldly distractions to drive a wedge between them. They had learned that the true strength of their marriage was found in unity before God. And with renewed purpose, they moved forward, stronger, wiser, and spiritually anchored.